Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in and I appreciate you guys take the time to tune into my YouTube channel. Yes, it's officially here. And yeah, I'm officially switching over to my iPhone 12 Pro Max. Like I said on my previous video, the very first video that I did in 2021 when I was doing my first impression of the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So I did mention that I'm going to be switching over to the blue one, Pacific Blue, to be specific in color. So yes, it's officially and finally here. So I'm so excited. And I've already started moving some of my stuff in here, and yeah, I'm switching over from the iPhone XR to the 12 Pro Max, which is like a big jump. So I haven't changed the phone in like about, I think 3 years now, 2 years, since, because I've been using that since 2019. So the phone is finally and officially here. I've been using it for about 2 weeks now. I was just waiting for the right time to do the video. So this is gonna be my little bit of a review, because I've already touched on the phone and most of the things you guys already know. So there's basically nothing new in terms of specification. It's the same exact specification as the one that I did my first impression with. The only difference is the color. So everything is the same accessories, same internal guards, and same everything. So the only difference is just the color. So here's my review. So I've been using this phone for about 2 weeks. I haven't done much on it because I still have most of my stuff running on the iPhone XR, which is still here. So I'm still keeping the theme of using the blue color. So I think blue is still really my favorite color. So the iPhone XR is about to be retired and this guy is taking over. So there's so much I can tell you about this phone, guys, because firstly, yes, it's massive, it's big. It's really not a one-hand phone. You really need to hold it like this for you to be able to do most of the things that you want to do on the phone. So it's really not as simple as this one, though this one was bigger than the iPhone XS. By the way, I'm shooting this video on the iPhone XS right there. So though this is a little bit bigger than that, but at least this one I could actually get to the corner. So one thing that I would do would basically to reach the corner over there, which is simple to do in here without having to lose a grip on the phone, because I have to move my hand halfway through, as opposed to this one whereby I can just reach any corner of the thing. So enough with that. So box and accessories, everything is still in here. We've touched on the accessories, so let's look into the phone. So we're still talking on the display. So the display, yes, it's massive, it's big, and it's bright and beautiful. 6.7 inch display. Yes, 6.7 inch display. And yes, I think it still supports 60 Hz. It's not as bright as most of the Android phones that are offering. I'm talking about flagships. So yeah, but I like it because now I actually have a bigger room and a lot of things that I can do on this screen, which I had limitation on the iPhone XS, for example, because the screen is small. So the bigger screen for me, it's ideal when I'm actually watching videos and also when I'm reading documents. So this is also comes in handy as a productivity device, because I'm able to do my work here, do my notes here, and it's good when I'm actually referring to something which is already typed on the top. This screen comes in handy without me having to scroll up and down when it comes to that request. So this big screen is quite okay, and yeah, the only challenge that I've seen, I don't know if it's just me, I haven't put anything. I've bought in a clear case, but I haven't put in the screen protector. But I've realized that it actually picks up a lot of fingerprints, and not only on the screen but also around the phone itself. So at the back it's okay, it's much better. You just have to be oily if you want something to be if you want your fingerprint to appear on at the back of the phone. But however, the phone is fine because it's kind of like it's matte frozen color. But on the side, on this shiny sides of the phone, basically that's where you see most of the fingerprints that are actually all over the phone. Same applies to the screen, or on this side of the notch. That's where you actually see a lot of fingerprints, which is a little bit of a challenge, especially when the phone is locked, because you will actually basically see that there's a lot of fingerprints all over the phone. But you basically can get rid of that if you have a microfiber cloth. I have one here. I'm not really recommending this because this one is actually for spectacles, but something like this actually works in very well. You can get one from Take a Lot. If you're buying from South Africa, you can get one from Apple Store. So it's actually coming in handy for you to clean on that. So, but nonetheless, beside that, the screen itself, it's large enough, it's bright enough, you're able to adjust. And one thing that I like is when you actually set a wallpaper. I've already put in my wife on this as a wallpaper. I actually like the fact that you actually see the whole full picture, and it actually captures all the details of the images. This image was taken from the iPhone XS and it's as good as I think iPhone 12 Pro Max. But yeah, this picture is actually great. I actually like that, and actually have enough room for you to see and look at the image itself. The next thing that we want to look into is the camera. Yes, of course, the camera has been very, very impressive, because now this is actually my first time having like a Pro Max phone with a 3 camera setup situation. So yeah, let's look at the camera. So we're gonna look at firstly look at the selfie. So I'm gonna take the first selfie. This is how it looks. Okay, so from the angle, and then from this angle, let me just face at the light, and then it's basically sharp. My face is too bright. I think it's because of the oil that I've applied. So this is a straight photo. It's not a live, it's not a filter or anything. And that's how the selfie looks. So let's look back. So like I said previously, this is a 3 setup camera, the wide, ultra wide, and the telephoto lens, as well as of course the flash and the LiDAR sensor there. So I've brought in my famous friends here so that we can take like different photos. So the first one would basically be a normal photo, if I can just take it like that, and then the second one is the 2x zoom. So with myself being in the same position, this is basically how the picture is gonna look like. And then if I push it further, this is now wide, ultra wide, actually ultra wide, and then this is how it's gonna look like. So basically this is how this phone works. The next item that I have, I actually bought this fake plant yesterday just for this video. So let's see how this comes out. I've already taken this in different places. So on this one, I'm gonna use in the wide lens. So let me see. This is how it is. And then let me change position and move it a bit off on this side. And then let me take an overhead shot. That's actually great. The front-facing camera, I'm using the built-in microphone to actually shoot this, and by the looks of things, before editing everything, it looks great. The picture brightness is okay, it's great. And also looking from this direction, so the sun is on this side, so there's more light on my left hand side, and it actually is still looking great. But however, you can see as I face the sun that the picture becomes more clearer. You can see more details and everything. You can see everything just far away from me. So I'm gonna switch over to the main camera so that you can see how it looks like. So let's test the audio and hear how the speaker sounds. I think I have YouTube in here. I must find in royalty-free music, and you guys will tell me how it sounds. Let's see. RFM. putting the volumeter max. Mind you, speaking the sound from the microphone that I have here with me. Okay, enough about the sound. So the next thing that I want us to look into is when playing a video, find out which model it is and probably check out its specification. So my magic knife, let's see how it's going. Okay. Then you can see how, okay, let me just kill the sound a bit. You can see how much of a room we have to basically just to view a video. So this becomes a little bit of a replacement for tablets as well as the laptops if you just want to consume media, watch Netflix, Amazon Prime and so forth. This will be coming handy. So I've tried I think 2 episodes of one of the series that I'm watching on Netflix, and it was actually great because of how big the screen is. The only challenge is if the series you're watching is long, then you probably get tired. But if you have something like a holder, you can basically support the phone and then you can watch this whole thing without any hassle. Also helps in when you're joining online meetings. It has enough room for you to see participants, as well as if somebody is presenting or they have their videos on. This comes in handy. The brightness of the display, as well as how big and wide it is, it actually comes in handy when it comes into that. So I've actually used it on testing all those kind of things, and honestly speaking, I'm impressed. Because the experience was actually great, and there's also so much that I could actually do on this phone. So in terms of the performance, like I said, there isn't much that I've done, but things like viewing documents, that 100%, joining online meetings, Zoom and Microsoft Teams, that's sharp. The battery is okay, I must say, but however, I've realized that when I'm doing too much media consumption, I think it's because of the screen and all those kind of things, I don't actually get the whole 8 hours. I don't know if I'm supposed to get 8 hours, by the way, but I don't actually get the whole 8 hours. Basically dies because I think there's so much that is doing on the back end. And I think another issue that I have, I think it's kind of like a habit, I hardly switch off for my apps on the background, and the background process, everything just runs. And I think on this one I had all the notifications on for everything, literally everything was just peeping and popping up. I was actually afraid that the call might come in because all my phones are connected with the same Apple ID. So if it rings on that phone, basically gonna ring. If it rings on that one, basically gonna ring on this one as well. But that's not much of a transmission. I think the battery itself is great and it's quite reliable and all those kind of things. And then another thing that I've realized, which is quite great, is the this type, what do you call this? Face ID. I think the Face ID has been better. I don't know if it's because maybe I haven't used the generations in between iPhone 10R and this, but the Face ID, in my experience, it has been great when it comes into unlocking. So it basically just has to do this, and now it's being able to pick me up while this phone is lying on the flat surface, which is greater than how I experienced it on that phone. So that has been it about the iPhone 12 Pro Max, my daily driver, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Let's discuss in the comment section below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.